We're going to go ahead and call this workshop to order for Monday, May 19, 6 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Amazon,
Here.
Collins, Reese,
Here.
Wilson.
Here. Approval of agenda for the workshop, please.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Reese, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Amazon. Okay. All right, call the roll.
Amazon,
Aye.
Reese,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye. Madam Clerk, item of discussion for the workshop, please.
Yes, sir. We'll begin with a public hearing relating to fiscal year 2024-2025 budget amendment. Refer to item number 18 for backup. Under presentations, we have an April 2025 Employee Safety Award recipient. Item 3, we have special recognition. That'll be spearheaded by Mary Evans. Item 4, special recognition for Business of the Month. Item 5, we have City Clerk Departmental Report. I'll give that report during our regular meeting. Item 6, a legislative update from Senator Lori Berman. Item 7, Comprehensive Plan Evaluation and Appraisal Review Report by Kimling Horn and Associates. Under the following consent agenda items, we have item 8, approval of city minutes. Item 9, ratification to approve Kimling Horn and Associates, Inc., change order number 2 to project number 5 under RFQ number 1-2023, continuing services contract for Torrey Island Campground Bathhouse relating to the construction engineering services in the amount not to exceed $5,079. Item 10 should be listed under resolutions, so that'll be considered 26A. That is the ratification for addendum for the purchase of the 4th of July fireworks display, waiving purchasing procedures for purchase of such goods and services, and authorizing the city manager to execute any other required documents.
Excuse me, what was that again?
Item 10 will be under resolutions as item 26A. We're just going to move it down under resolutions. Everything's under consent, however, it's a resolution. Item 11, approval of special event permit application submitted by Jeffrey Willis for MCA Total Experience Summer Program from June 23rd, 2025 to July 3rd, 2025 at the Lomax Harrell Pavilion. Item 12, approval of the special event permit applications from the Rebuilding the Muck Foundation for the South Showdown on May 25th, 2025 at Airport Park. Item 3, approval of proposed project funding by Infrastructure Surtax Independent Citizen Oversight Committee on May 8th, 2025 in the amount of $63,344.39, and approval of budget transfer number 25-T-02012 in the amount of $63,345. Item 14, approval to apply for T-Mobile Hometown Grant application for 2 pavilion structures. Item 15, approval to award request for qualifications RFQ 04-2025, City of Belle Glade Engineering Services to Miller Lake and Associates, approval to negotiate contract with the firm, and approval for mayor to execute contract. Item 16, approval to enter to amendment number 1, extending agreement 22-201C with Phillips and Jordan for hurricane disaster debris removal, reduction, disposal between Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County and Phillips and Jordan, Inc. through May 7th, 2028. Item 17, approval of the 2024 and 2025 through 2025 mid-year budget amendments. Under adoption of resolutions, we have item 18, approval of budget amendment to fiscal year budget beginning October 1st, 2024 and ending September 30th, 2025. Item 19, approval of special use application for property located at 117 Southeast 5th Street North, Belle Glade, Florida, that is within the R1 residential districts as a home daycare for preschool-aged children. Item 20, approval of the site plan application for Hara Homes LLC for property located at 125 East Canal Street North, Belle Glade, Florida. Item 21, approval to enter into grant agreement for a local government cybersecurity grant program, authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement and directions to the city clerk. Item 22, approving revised task order proposal for development of the vulnerability assessment under the contract for professional engineering and architectural services with Craig A. Smith and Associates, Inc. Item 23, approving and ratifying the emergency purchase order for a well and irrigation system and the installation of the same at Airport Park, and waiving competitive procurement for same and other purposes. Item 24, approval of documenting the assessment of the costs incurred by the city pursuant to Chapter 7, Buildings and Building Regulations, Article 7, Unsafe Building Abatement Code of the City Code of Ordinances for the abatement of certain nuisances, unsafe structures within the city, levying special assessments, liens on said properties identified herein, providing for the recording of this resolution in the public records of the Palm Beach County, Florida. Item 25, approving the State of Florida Department of Transportation State Highway Lighting Maintenance and Compensation Agreement and authorizing the mayor to execute such agreement. Item 26, approving acceptance of improvements to the city's existing right-of-way and the dedication of the improved right-of-way within 480 South Main Street, Belle Glade, Florida, for public ownership and maintenance. I'm going to recognize Commissioner Collins. Here. All right, under adoption of ordinance on first reading. Do you have any questions?
Just so that the commissioner, thank you for your presence. Item 10 is going to be reordered to item 26A, A as an apple, just for the record. So, okay.
Thank you. Under adoption of ordinances on first reading, 27, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Belle Glade, Florida, amending the comprehensive plan of the City of Belle Glade, Florida by adopting evaluation and appraisal review-based amendments pursuant to Section 163.3191 Florida statutes and to reflect changes to the comprehensive plan's goals, objectives, and policies herein referred to as the 2025 Comprehensive Plan. Item 28, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Belle Glade, Florida, annexing one parcel of real property totaling approximately 0.97 acres owned by BG Lawn Care Services LLC, located at 1395 North Main Street, more particularly described herein, declaring that the voluntary annexation of the property meets all legal criteria, directing city administrative staff to take on actions necessary to effectuate the annexation, providing for conflicts clause and severability clause, and providing an effective date. Item 29 is recommending approval to provide transportation through the Parks and Recreation Department for Belle Glade residents to attend 3-on-3 Hoops Classic in West Palm Beach, Florida. And now, my announcements under the regular meeting.
All right, any questions? Announcement? You want to state it on the record?
I could, yes. Announcements, our next workshop meeting is on June 16, 2025 at 6 p.m., followed by a regular meeting at 6:30 here in the City Hall Commission Chambers. That's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. There's no question, again, item 10 is going to be removed and reordered to item 26A as an apple. If there's no question, we'll move on to City Manager. Anything for the good of the order? For the workshop, Mr. Manager? Okay. All right, Ms. Evans, anything for the workshop? No, sir. Okay. Council, anything for the workshop?
No, sir.
Okay. EBSO not here yet. Palm Beach County Rescue. Any audits, comments for the workshop?
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioner, we'll start with Commissioner Reese. Anything for the good of the order for the workshop?
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioner Collins, anything for the good of the order for the workshop?
Nothing for the workshop.
Okay. Vice Mayor Amazon.
Yeah, let's not forget we're having a town hall meeting on noise. If we can make sure we announce that. I think it's Wednesday.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Again, to the audience, the purpose of the workshop is so that we can talk about things that maybe, because of the sunshine law, just give us opportunity to have dialogue other than the regular commission meeting. Having that, we don't have anything before us at this point in time. We're gonna go ahead and close out this workshop meeting and see you guys exactly at 6:35 regular scheduled meeting. Thank you so much. This meeting is adjourned.
He's new.
Mic check, please.
Mic check.
Mayor and Commissioners, mics are live.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. We're gonna go ahead and call this regular scheduled meeting for Monday, May 19, 6:30 PM to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Almazan,
Here.
Collins,
Here.
Reese,
Here.
Wilson.
Here. Okay, for our invocation, we ask, if you don't mind, please stand. We're gonna ask our very own Commissioner Reese lead us in the invocation, and after the invocation, we're gonna ask Commissioner Collins to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Invocation, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are truly thankful to you, Lord, for this beautiful day that you've allowed us to see. Father, as we come into this council meeting, we pray that your spirit will be here among us, Lord, to guide us in everything that we say and everything that we do. For it is truly our desire, Father, to honor you in everything. We ask a blessing upon each person that's on our agenda, each individual that's here, to our staff and our manager. And we pray, dear God, that whatever decisions we make, it'll be according to your will for this community. You know, our heart's desire is for Belle Glade to become a better community for all, and that all of our citizens and residents will be blessed because they are members of this city. So bless this time we will spend together, and we ask all in your name. And all those who love the Lord said, Amen.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, audience. Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. Before we move to approval of agenda, we'd like to reorder item 10 relating to 4th of July fireworks display to 26A under resolutions.
What's your pleasure, Commissioners?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, been seconded by Commissioner Reese. All right, call the roll, please.
Almazan,
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Reese.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule, as we often say. I mean, your visitation, we don't take it lightly. You're all important in your own respectable ways, and we're so appreciative that you're here with us tonight. Do we have any elected officials that I fail to recognize at this point in time? We do have with us Ms. Bryant, boy, Senator Berman, please stand. You're going to give a report, but please stand anyway. Let's give a, yes. Yeah. She's the one that helped bring the bacon home. Thank you so much. So we look forward to your report. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. We do have a couple of presentations. Is that correct?
At first, we're going to start with a public hearing.
Okay.
So we'll open this public hearing relating to fiscal year 2024-2025 budget amendment at 6:33 PM. Anyone wishing to appear before the commission to speak on this item, please rise to be sworn in. There being none, this public hearing is closed at 6:33 PM. Under presentations, Mayor and Commissioners, will you please step down for the following three presentations? Is Michael Young in the audience? Yes. May you please come forward to the dais. Mr. Michael Young is our April 2025 Employee Safety Award recipient, and he is a foreman within the Public Works Department. Can I come get the picture?
Yeah, congratulations on receiving the recognition for safety for April. And yeah, I go to lunch around 12. Don't worry about it, I took just picture.
Michael, if you want to say anything, he's been with us at least 10 years or more, so y'all please give him a.
At this time, we will have a special recognition from Mary Evans, our Public Relations Coordinator.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. We would like to recognize Miss Asticia Forbes. If you're here, please come forward. Asticia Forbes. Hi, come on up. Astacia is a freshman at Glade Central Community High School. She placed first in the 2A Girls State Championship, the 100 meters, with a time of 11.5, which was the fastest time of all of the athletes in the 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A division. Let's give her a round of applause for that. So, Cece, on behalf of the mayor and the city commissioner, the city manager, assistant city manager, and all of the staff at the city of Belle Glade, we say congratulations to you. We are so very proud of you. And at this time, we are going to show the video from the race.
page, Jess?
I
Hopefully.
think it is.
There it was, honey.
Well, why they trying to get that? Why they trying to get that? One of you guys know. Freshman now.
Yes.
And how many of y'all athletes or former athletes? Raise your hand. How many of y'all been to the state? Raise your hand. We're not talking about State Department of Education. Listen, I'm a former athlete, and it took me 4 years to go to the state. 1 year she made it and won the state. 1 year.
I don't know.
Man, awesome. I guess the parents or you guys want to say anything? Yeah. You ready? Okay, good.
Okay.
This is how it happened, y'all.
I think it did, yeah. It's
There
There it goes.
There you go. There you go.
There she goes.
Look at it. Look at it.
We'll have the mayor narrate it for us.
Yeah. History was made, y'all.
Mayor. Mayor.
We're gonna have
Why
our
don't you get in the picture?
No, no. No, I ain't move on.
couple of comments. Parents, come on. Y'all, come on. This is your day. This is your day. This with your baby. This is your day. I'm connecting the dots now. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Yes.
There you go. 1, 2, 3. Willie Smith.
Come on, boo. They want you. Come on. Come on, Mr. Smith. It all started with Mr. Smith, by all means. Mr. Smith, you have 1 minute to tell us how it started with the young lady, Miss Forbes, okay?
Oh, man.
Yes. 1 minute. Okay,
Let me get this as close as I can get.
you good?
I don't want to. I don't run over no toes, no insurance. Just try to get a little closer. Move the podium. Try to get close to these right here. Hello, how y'all doing? Eticia Forbes. I met her when she was 9 years of age. Her grandmother, thanks to her, she would come into the park. Bringing her grandkids, to get some air and stuff like that. So I seen this young girl, she was actually playing football with the boys, and she said at the time, not knowing that she was trying to impress me because I had my youth trike program located in Belle Glade, sweatshop MBS since 2019. So when I seen her, nobody couldn't touch her. She just running around, they trying to grab her. Everybody couldn't touch her. So me, I was like, well, parents, well, mom. I would just put an APP like, what? Find somebody some kin to her. So they told me who she was some kin to, and so happily she was, at the time she was staying, 3 houses down from my house. So I was harassing them, man, I want her to run for me. So her mom said, yeah, she can run for you. So one day she came running to me. She said, my mom said, what's your phone number? And from there, it was like we was locked. We was locked. So she know how to run, but it's the progression of learning how to run. It's an art to it. And she got it down packed. She's a quick learner. That's why I know she was born to do this, because she's catch on. I tell her something, she catch on right fast. And this what it's transpired to. She haven't lost the 100-meter race in her debut, 9th grade, and that's what we pictured for her to do. And she finished that task off on a high level. She known in the AAU world, they look at her like Shakira Richardson. When we pop up to the trike meets now, they want autograph pictures. She'd be like, oh man. So yeah, she made a big name for herself. Now she on the collegiate level for as high school, and I mean they just it's in awe. Like looking at her from when she first came until now is really mind blowing, and we're looking for her to go to the Olympics in the 2028. So yeah. And thank y'all for coming out as well. So
Parents, y'all like to say anything? It's up to you.
I want to say,
Yes, ma'am.
being the great grandma, it was 6 of them that I used to pile up in my car because I'm the candy lady. And we'll go out to the park. And 2 of them, they went to Army. And then this third one, this one right here, she loved to run. But they wouldn't let her run right then. And I told them it ain't up to them, it's up to me. So she went to him, and she started running ever since then. And I just thank God for me and my husband, how we had raised them to be what they is today.
Hello, everyone. 5 out of 6 children, and I am extremely proud of her. Academically, she's not doing so well, but we're gonna get that in order come Monday. We're gonna get that in order come Monday. I really didn't spend a lot of time with them when they was young. My grandmother did come and get them and take them to the park. My aunt was here. That's why she's here today. We was living with her, and she was helping her academically because I was working and providing for them a lot. So when I got the call for Willie Smith, I didn't know who he was. Didn't know him. So I had to find a way to be able to trust him with my baby. And I took upon myself to do my own thorough investigation on him, who he was living with, who their background. I need to know all the info before I let him go to my baby because I knew I had to work a lot and provide for her. And he took her up under his wing, and she been doing nothing but striving. I seen a whole difference in my baby once she met him, because she was non-talkative. She's very shy, as y'all can see, non-talkative verbally. So when she got with him, she started expressing herself, being herself, and I am extremely proud of her.
I honestly don't know even where to begin. But what I will say is, like she said, she's 5 of 6. And I look at my great nieces, and I only wanted what was best for them. Auntie was hard. I know I was. Strict, discipline, structure. But look at it. It paid off. And it's paying off because the foundation is set. And I said to each and every one of these children, all 6 of them that live with me, all I want for y'all is success. I do not want a statistic. I want young, educated women and girls and boys that came from my house. So, Boo, thank you for everything you're doing and you've done and you continue to do. Tisa, thank you for having them. Mama, thank you as well because you helped. I said you went with it. So thank you. And thank y'all for recognizing her. Because dreams do come true. I promise you that. Trust me on that. Thank y'all so much.
So whoever said nothing good come out of the Glades, they were wrong. But it does take a village to raise a child. And this is the village. How many ministers we have? If you're a minister, stand up. I know I see 2 or 3 out here. You're a minister, please stand up, okay? We depend on you guys to help us with these young boys and girls, not doing times like this, but when they're out there, lend a helping hand. And all these supporting agencies, like Tammy Moore Jack, you guys, all these supporting agencies with Belle Glade, we want you to help our kids out as much as you can. Give them another big hand. And we're going to let any of my colleagues want to say anything, by all means, starting with you.
Well, this is a honor as well for me. This is my husband's family. Baby, can you please stand? And I am so proud. I am so proud of Eticia. I've got an opportunity to work with Eticia for about maybe 2 years or so, and my son is actually running with her now, and he watches everything you do. So continue to be great because the younger ones are looking up to you. Thank you.
Well, again, as I've said already, very proud of you. Very proud. Just keep up the good work. And again, you can get help for that academic part. You know, take advantage of the opportunities there to get that help. But we're proud of you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the Olympics. Yes, looking forward to it.
Vice Mayor.
Yes, just ditto to everybody said, but not only you're representing your family, the Glades and Glade Center, you're representing Palm Beach County. So congratulations. You worked it, you earned it, you deserve it. Keep it going. We hope to see you next year and whatever you need on behalf of the city of here, Belle Glade, we're here to try to support you. So thank you again and keep it up.
And finally, we're going to let our senator close us out on this special presentation.
Off? Okay, there. Sorry. I did not know this was going to happen tonight, and it has been so moving to me to be here and be a part of this presentation and to see the way the community is supporting you and all your family, and where we know you are going to be a success. You've already been amazingly successful. Yeah, we can see all the trophies here, which are pretty impressive. But I look forward to seeing how you grow and develop. And I know this is a lot for you today, and I'm so proud of everything you've done. And just know that the community, Palm Beach County, all of Palm Beach County is with you and supporting you, and anything we can do to help you succeed, we are here for you. Thank you.
We won't put her on the spot. She's shy now, but in years to come, that's going to change. All right. Give us some more love, y'all. Thank you.
Mayor Wilson?
Yes, Miss Emma. Hold on. Oh, yes.
I would like to recognize her coach now. Her coach is Miss Kathy Sider. She's in Greece. I spoke with her last week, and she's saying congratulations to everyone. That's why she isn't here tonight. So congrats to Miss Sider.
Okay, thank you. On to the next presentation. We have a special recognition for Business of the Month, which is Cup of Joy. Is Miss Alexis Hooker Alvarez in the audience? I'll read this for the record and give this to her later on this week. The certificate of recognition proudly presented to Alexis Hooker Alvarez, the owner of Cup of Joy Coffee Bar, for your exceptional contribution on the beautification of 145 North Main Street, Suite 102, within the city of Belle Glade, Florida. Presented this 19th day of May.
And one last special presentation before we get to the report by our Senator. We was pleased to get this notice this morning. Ms. Mariel Evans received a Community Outstanding Service Award by the New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church on yesterday for her outstanding service throughout this community by Pastor Reverend Leslie Cameron. Thank you for your service, Ms. Evans. You do an excellent job. Wear many hats, well-supported city of Belle Glade. Thank you again. Let's give her a big hand. Thank you.
Mayor and Commissioners, you may now take your seat. Or do you want to take a picture?
Go in the middle, in the middle. All right, squeeze in. 1, 2, 3.
You like to say anything, man?
No, oh,
What do you look?
yeah. Everybody knows about that. What do we live for if not to make life happier and less difficult for everyone else? Thank you so much.
You may now take your seat.
Ask her if she wants to go first. You have travel.
All right. Do you have me on PowerPoint? Okay, good. Okay, well, I'll
At
wait
this
till-
time, we'll have a presentation from Senator Berman.
All right.
Senator?
Thank you so much. Oh, good. Okay.
Yes. Right here. Yes.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with all of you, and that was amazing to be part of all those great award ceremonies. I really enjoyed it. So you may have heard mayor, commissioners, city manager, and you don't look like Glenn. I do know Glenn. So, you may have heard that we have one job to do, and that is to get a balanced budget, and we failed. So we did do all of our bills, and we had a very productive session, but we did not do our budget. I just was on the phone on my way here, and we still do not have a date when we are going back to do the budget. We will be called back to do the budget in a special session. Our fiscal year for the state of Florida is July 1st. So it should be done by July 1st. I would hope so, but no guarantees. So I am going to go over a little bit. I have a PowerPoint about what we did do while we were in Tallahassee. Okay, that did not move. Okay, there, good. I passed 5 bills while we were in Tallahassee. Very proud of that. 2 of them for the real estate section of the Florida Bar because I'm an attorney. One of them saying that we need a recycling plan for the entire state of Florida, which I'm very proud of. The Department of Environmental Protection will put together the plan and then present it to us. It will be a 3-year plan, and hopefully we'll start to meet some more of our recycling goals. Palm Beach County is very good about it, but we can always improve, and this is a statewide goal. The other bill representing, we are going to acknowledge International Holocaust Remembrance Day on January 27th. And the last of my 5 bills was a bill saying that if you are in the state health employment plan and you get a mammogram and you need a subsequent test, the state insurance plan will pay for that subsequent test, an MRI or an ultrasound, whatever you need. I will tell you, this session was much less contentious. The Senate did not allow a lot of the cultural war issues that we've seen in the past to move forward, and we really focused more on issues that affect people. And there were quite a few number of good bills. One of the ones I like to highlight especially, it has to do with the state parks. You may remember last summer there was discussion about commercializing the state parks, putting in hotels, putting in pickleball courts, maybe putting in tennis courts. Um, and there was a pretty big uproar about it. And so we have since passed a bill with all bipartisan support saying we're not going to commercialize our state parks. They're going to stay pristine. We will continue to develop them and keep them, the facilities there, up to date. But we're not going to turn our state parks into like mini Las Vegas area, hotels and different things like that. Another bill that I was really happy about is this one about mental health. It was named after an individual who was incarcerated and committed suicide, unfortunately. We, right now in Palm Beach County, our number one mental health provider is our jails, and it's very troubling. So this bill tries to get more diversion so that people don't have to go to jail, and it allows, if you've gotten treatment, for them to dismiss charges against individuals. It was the parents of the individual who committed suicide were there. It was really an important bill that we passed this session, and I'm hoping it will change the culture where our jails have become our mental health providers, because that's not what we should be doing in our state. Okay. We did do a couple bills that I was disappointed in. Most of the bills were, like I said, were pretty good. Most of the bills, the majority of the bills that we passed, so there were over 2,000 bills filed and 254 bills passed. And I would say the vast majority of the bills that passed unanimously or almost unanimously. This was one bill that I found really troubling. My husband is a dentist, and in the big farm bill, which had really good things in it otherwise, they put a provision saying that no city or county can put fluoride in their water. And my husband will tell you, fluoride has been one of the greatest health benefits. It was considered one of the top 10 greatest health benefits of the last century. And people say to me, oh, you care about it because your husband's a dentist. But when you think about it, dentists make more money and get more business if there's no fluoride in the water, because they're going to have more cavities and more problems. So they're doing it because they understand the public health benefits of fluoride. So moving forward, we're not going to have it. I did read an article in the paper that the Dental Association is going to try and help individuals get access to fluoride products, toothpaste, tablets, and I do hope that happens, because my husband will tell you he can look in somebody's mouth and tell if they had fluoride or not when they were growing up. So that was one of my biggest disappointments this session. Another bill, we spent time renaming the Gulf of Mexico. I'll leave it at that. And then the other bill that I was disappointed in is we passed a bill saying that you can put a presidential library anywhere in Florida. We know Palm Beach County could be the site of a presidential library, and that there are no zoning or parking or any restrictions that the city or county can impose. So you might have a giant airplane right next door to, or a giant statue as part of a library. So we will see how that plays out with time. I do good, bad, and ugly. Ugly are the bills that I think might be unconstitutional. There were two that we passed that I think are subject to constitutional challenge. One has to do with wetland mitigation, and that's when developers develop land, they have to do mitigation, and they can buy credits to do it. One of the problems with the bill that we passed says that the credits don't have to be in close proximity to where you're building. So you could put a building in Palm Beach and buy your credits in the Panhandle. And that has been constitutionally challenged because there is no nexus, so we'll see what happens with that. And then the other one is probably the bill that was the most troubling of all the bills that we passed this session, and that has to do with citizens petitions, which are the ballot amendments that all of us, put on the ballot through grassroots activity. You'll recall some of the really good ones that we did, raising the minimum wage here in Florida, Amendment 4, so that returning citizens can have the right to vote. We did fair districts through that. And unfortunately, we had 2 ballot amendments that failed this year, although they both got well over 50%. But in Florida, you need 60%. I believe we might be the only state. And they're making it harder for us to get those petitions on the ballot. For instance, in the new law, you can only collect 25 petitions. And if you collect more than 25, it can be a felony. You could become a petition circulator, and then you can collect more, but you have to get a bond, and you have to jump through a lot of hoops. So they know that, so they're making it harder. In the new law, you only have 10 days to turn in each petition that you collect. You used to have 30 days. And if you don't turn them in time, you get a $50 fine per petition. So their claim was that we didn't want big out-of-state corporations coming in and doing this, but I will tell you, that's the only people who are going to be able to afford to do it right now. They are the grassroots efforts that all of us have done, getting everybody to sign petitions. When you do a citizen's petition, you need over 800,000 petitions. So if all of us can only collect 25, it's going to be really, really hard. We passed that bill on a Thursday night right before session ended on Friday. The governor signed it Thursday evening, and and then the following week, there was a lawsuit already brought. So I am hopeful that the courts will find that what we did was unconstitutional. There have been a lot of challenges to the citizens petition process based on free speech claims. So hopefully we will see that not go into effect, but that was the most troubling bill we did. I do like to talk to you about preemption issues. I talked to you about the fluoride. We did a bill 1080 about local government land regulation. It says that when somebody applies for a permit, there are very specific time frames that you as the city have to respond to them within. And if you fail to do so, you have to give them some money back on their permit application. I'm sure the League of Cities and the League of Counties will give you more information on that, but just wanted to give you a heads up that that is coming down the pike. I told you how some of the really troubling bills didn't get passed this year. One of the more troubling to me was lowering the age to purchase a firearm. After Parkland, we raised the age to 21, and it was helpful and effective. That we did a lot of things, including the red flag law, which has been amazing. Since we did that law, police can take a gun away from someone who's a danger to themselves or others. It's been used over 10,000 times. But anyway, there was an effort to roll back some of the Parkland provisions, including about what age you could purchase a gun at. They wanted to put it down to 18. It did not succeed. So that was great news that it didn't move forward. You might have heard about Hope, Florida. There's a whole issue that the state was owed $68 million from one of the Medicaid providers because they overcharged us. $58 million went back to the Department of Health, which is where it was supposed to go. $10 million went to Hope, Florida, which is a group that the governor's wife put together. And that Hope, Florida, it was made for the purpose of having nonprofits work with the governmental sector and help people. And they took that $10 million and they funneled it to 2 political committees, which actually opposed the constitutional amendments that were on the ballot. We found all this out because there was actually a House committee that met and looked into it, and it's pretty clear that that's what happened. The House committee called a second meeting, and the people who they asked to show up did not come. So that's where it is right now. We do have subpoena power in the legislature. we will see if they come back and subpoena those individuals. I'm hoping that was our 10 million of our taxpayer dollars, and I'm hoping we get it back. Okay, and this is the last one, the budget. So you do have 3 projects, I believe, from the Belle Glade area that are in the budget right now. Resilient hardening of the Lakeshore Multi-Use Center, right now half of it is funded. The Senior Home Rehabilitation Grant Program, also half funded. And the Enrichment Center is funded at 58,000 out of 392,000. I just took a tour of the Enrichment Center before this meeting, and it's amazing. So I'm really happy and proud that hopefully we'll get money in the budget. But we do not know what is going to happen. In my 15 years in the legislature, we've never seen a situation where they've been $4 billion apart. The budget is going to come in at about $115 billion, which is probably going to be some cuts, unfortunately. But we will fight for your projects. We will be out there working how we can. Don't know how it's all going to. The governor's got issue. The governor wanted to do a property tax cut. The House Speaker wanted to do a sales tax cut. The Senate President was being more the adult in the room and said, how are any of these things going to be sustainable, especially with the administration in Washington looking at doing cuts that could hurt cities also? So we're at a standoff right now. And hopefully they'll figure it out. I will say the Senate President has been the adult in the room, and I'm hoping that we go along more with what he has to say. So we will see how it all plays out. I'm always okay, so Brenda Bryant, my staff is here, as all of you know, and Brenda's all over town, so always say hi to her, and we have an office in the Career Source building if you need to meet with her. And Cariana Ingram from Palm Beach County is here with us today. So thank you for being here. She's with the Palm Beach County Legislative Delegation. So I like to end with a bill that we do sometimes we do things a little more lighthearted. So we did have one bill that was a little lighthearted. It was, right now, the state bird is the mockingbird. And and there's a lot of other states that have mockingbirds, and they're not unique to Florida. So the bill didn't pass. I'm hearing it might pass next year. So they're trying to rename the state bird as the scrub jay, but more important, they're also adding the flamingo to the list. So we're hopeful that we get the flamingo on the list. I'm happy to answer any questions. It's always my privilege to represent all of you in Tallahassee, and I will tell you all, everybody comes to Tallahassee, and that's really important to show up in Tallahassee, and I appreciate that all of you come up there and make your voices heard, because it makes our job a lot easier to represent you when you're up there with us. Thank you.
Well, Senator, I'm sure my colleagues would like to make comments, but I will go on the record and say, we know you work hard for the Glades.
Thank you.
So whether we get vetoed or not, those of us that travel to Tallahassee, we see the work that you're putting in. You're not in the majority, and that's just the way it is. We're going to continue fighting for the needs of the folks in the Glades community. With that, we thank you for what you do. 2,000 bills? That's a lot of work.
It is. It is a lot.
Whenever we come up there, there are people in the audience that go with us. Never been a time that you said no to us about what we wanted. Always. How did I get it done? And you've been at the table. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. To my colleagues, Commissioner Reese, then followed by Commissioner Collins and Vice Mayor Amazon.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for fighting for us in Tallahassee. I do know that when we had another senator, you came alongside her whenever there was a need for the Glades, and we appreciate it, and we thank you for being our senator now and all the work you do. And so, again, whenever you need us, you know, all you need to do is just give us a call, and we'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Collins.
Thank you. Again, I just want to say thank you so much. I get an opportunity. This was my second year to get a chance to see all of the work that gets done for us out here in the Glades, and I'm very impressive. Thank you so much for fighting for us.
Vice Mayor?
Senator Berman, just thank you for all your hard work and your continuous effort, not just for Palm Beach County and the Glades, but for the whole state of Florida. And congratulations on your new leadership role. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Maybe a year late, but well deserved.
Yeah, and I am a firm believer that government closest to the people is the government that is best. So I always support all of you and the projects, and so pleased to work with all of you together. And thank you for everything you do.
Mr. Manager, anything?
Yes, everything you do is super important. We appreciate everything that you do on our behalf. But one thing, I'm certainly glad that the legislative body defeated what they were trying to do to the state parks. That was absolutely ridiculous. Thank you.
Sure.
Can you take 30 seconds and share with the audience why it's so important and what really helps you when we bring people up there to really help advocate for our needs?
Absolutely. So, we're in Tallahassee. It's 7 hours away. And because we're there, it's a bubble. And they can do things and nobody pays attention because we're so far away. But when you come up there and you meet, and we arrange for you to meet with people, they can't ignore us. When we're up there, they listen to us. It's the most impactful thing that you can do. You can send us emails and you can make telephone calls, which are great too. But the thing that really makes a difference is seeing you up there, hearing your stories, hearing about what the things that matter to your community are. And that's the way that you really make a difference. So any of you who can come up, I truly, the only time we ever really make big changes is when people come up and make a difference.
Thank you, Senator.
Sure.
Let's give our Senator a big hand.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
At this time, we're going to change up the agenda just a little bit, if we may, Mayor and Commissioners. If we can have the Comprehensive Plan Evaluation and Appraisal Review Report by Kimley Horn and Associates, and then I will do my report.
Okay. Kimberly Horn. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. Ooh, right here. Hi. How is everyone doing tonight? Good. I'm super excited to be here. Every time that I've been in Belle Glade, it's felt so special. It's just like a family, and I felt the love with every single presentation coming up. So super excited to be here again. I'm here to talk about the comprehensive plan update. I have given you all a binder of the printed out version that will be sent to the state for review if you guys decide to approve it tonight. So I'm going to take you through my PowerPoint that I have as quickly as I can. So we'll start with, this is the Evaluation and Appraisal Review, the EAR report. So I'll be referring to it as the EAR, so I don't have to say the mouthful of what it stands for the whole time. The EAR report is a guide to update the comprehensive plan. We did host a workshop, and then as we're here today, we're to discuss what this update all included. So what is the comprehensive plan? It's a set of policies intended to plan for and guide the future of Belle Glade for the next 10 to 20 years. It was time for an update. So we were able to get all of this information together, the goals, objectives, and policies, which are supported by the DIA, the data inventory and analysis. The goals of the EAR were to update, simplify, remove, incorporate and update, and recognize. It's been a process of a lot of teamwork with collaborating with the city, as well as our team of environmental engineers, transportation engineers, everything to get this all pulled together. So 2 points to remember: that the intent of this part is to require the inclusion of implementing regulations it is not the intent of this to require the inclusion of implementing regulations in the comprehensive plan, but rather to require identification of those programs, activities, and land development regulations that will be part of the strategy for implementing your land development code. This is in the format of goals, objectives, policies, and strategies, which is per Florida statute, chapter 163.3177. As I noted earlier, we did have a community engagement neighborhood workshop type where we had a lot of people come out. I believe there are about 20 to 25 people. Overall, a lot of the feedback that we received was that it was a desirable place to live, but the residents did have concerns about the lack of investment in their infrastructure, housing stock, and connectivity. So with this comp plan, we ensured that we were listening to the residents, but also using the policies to guide the growth for the future. So the recommendations to address in this update included consistency of terminology, recent statutory changes, consolidation and removal of redundant GOPs, incorporation of best planning practices, and then also identifying those programs and activities that previously were proposed and removing them if they've already been done prior to this update. So we did look at the population trends as part of this project. The population has stayed pretty steady. Over the last 20 years, there was a bit of a dip in 2010, but the projection for the next 20 years is pretty steady. And then these are the comprehensive plan elements. I have a slide, or some of them are combined for each of them, so I'll talk a little bit about those updates. The future land use element, we removed GOPs that reference completed activities and revised the referencing ongoing programs. We added appropriate cross-references to relocate policies to a more fitting element. We also updated and revised policies to reflect the Live Local Act and also the coastal high hazard areas. The future land use map. This was the proposed future general distribution, location, and extent of uses for Belle Glade. And it also shows the range of density and intensity of uses for each category. The transportation element, we updated the planning horizon. We did a review of the levels of service for each of your major thoroughfares, provided consistency with Florida general statutes, and also updated references to the Palm Beach Transportation Agency. For the housing element, we continue to encourage infill development to prevent urban sprawl. That was major feedback that we've received during this process. We suggested 2 new policies under Objective 8, which reflect historic preservation as well as rehabilitation and adaptive reuse of historically significant housing. Also support the sustainable, affordable, and workforce housing, incorporate the most recent Glades Regional Master Plan, and add additional state housing initiatives, partnerships, and home investment partnerships. And then the infrastructure and conservation element. For infrastructure, we did an update to the planning horizon and verify agency references and added provisions regarding septic and sewer, or septic to sewer. Conservation, we did an update to the Army Corps of Engineers because there were some changes there, and also clarified the standards to your land development regulations and added references to the South Florida water management districts. And then recreation and open space, we updated the levels of service, and then also we're trying to promote the crime prevention through environmental design, which is also known as CEPTED. We had someone on our team who was recently certified in that at the time, and it's very important and pretty cool to learn about as well. And then as far as the intergovernmental coordination, there really weren't any significant changes with that. Just being able to retain the extensive coordination with the county, regional, and state agencies. And then the last two are capital improvements and intergovernmental coordination. For the, the capital improvements and the private property rights, there were no changes with property rights. But for capital improvements, we did simplify the references and policies, updated references to the 2040 LRTP, which is the transportation plan, and updated the concurrency management, which there was some changes due to state statutes, update and expand coordination of development and facility improvements, and also provide consistency with the Palm Beach County schools. And with that, I'm here for any questions that you may have.
All right, so thank you for your presentation. And so for the audience purpose, I mean, this comp plan is like a guideline for us to continue to, make, if we have an issue about managed growth, it's an opportunity to keep us within that perspective, whether it be housing, transportation need. You notice Palm Beach County is one of the fastest growing county in the state, if not the country. And so a lot of things are coming this way.
Yes.
We as leaders have to decide how much do we want to absorb from that. They're coming. Are we ready? Are we prepared with housing, transportation needs? So I want to thank Kimberly Horn for the leadership. You guys have been with us for years. And
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm going to yield now to my colleagues, Commissioner Reese, for any comments you have. Then we'll follow up with Collins and Vice Mayor Amateur.
Well, again, thank you for the effort that you put into it. I'll tell you, there's a lot to cover.
Yes.
And, but again, we thank you for what you've done to help us get on the right track as far as a comprehensive plan for the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Collins?
I just want to say thank you for this comprehensive plan, as well as giving us a visual that we could always refer back to.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Vice Mayor?
Yeah, just thank you for the great work and great information.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Manager, anything for the good order with Kimberly Horn? Okay, thank you again. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Mayor and Commissioner, the next presentation, Clerk's Departmental Report. I promise it'll be short and sweet. Under both state law and city ordinances, your city clerk is entrusted with numerous and diverse duties. In addition to the required duties performed, the city clerk has many other responsibilities resulting from long practical local rules and customs. I have provided you with a memo relating to the general duties of the city clerk's office, which is also available on our website. However, at this time, I would like to take a moment to discuss and explain what the city clerk's office has spearheaded during this fiscal year 2024-2025. The city clerk's office communicated with several different vendors to provide updated streaming services over the past year, and we were successful to obtain services from the Prime Star Digital Network this past October 2024. Not only did Prime Star Digital Network provide much-needed upgrades to our video live streaming technology, our live streaming services are available from our website, Facebook, and YouTube, which includes closed captioning and services that identify agenda topics and the subject that an individual may be speaking on, which gives us a more professional look online for our viewers. The city clerk's office also had communicated with several vendors to provide assistance relating to agenda preparation. We were able to secure Civic Plus, which allows the process of receiving and combining agenda items more quicker and efficiently with the assistance of all department heads. This process allows all items to be submitted and signed off electronically with the ability to provide a full agenda packet 10 times quicker than how we would process through a paper handling process. Although we are still in training for the software, we will continue to strive for a great outcome. One other task that we are working on in our office is slowly but surely obtaining our records management policy. At the moment, we handle everything through paper handling process. However, after several demos and a discussion with finance, we will hopefully be ready to move forward with scanning and organizing the management and retention for all departmental documents electronically within our next fiscal year budget. Before I move on to the last thing, do you have any questions?
You doing good?
Okay. I would like to mention that one of my duties, one of my statutory duties is being the secretary to the commission, and I'm excited to read to you all the email that I received this past week from the FLC, Ms. Brenda Jones, which is our legislative coordinator. The email reads, I am delighted to notify you that the Florida League of Cities has selected Mayor Steve B. Wilson as a recipient of the 2025 Home Rule Hero Award. Your steadfast dedication to defending local self-government both before and during the 2025 legislative session continues to inspire and set a standard for local officials statewide. Your contributions are essential to the League's advocacy efforts and pivotal to our success. Congratulations.
Surprised, huh? You
Yes,
understand.
I was holding it down. I was holding it down for today. I have it all on my desk, but congratulations. The meeting date and time and reservations will be forthcoming to the commissioners and all of our department heads.
All right. Just a question, I can imagine how many emails and calls you get a day. I mean, it's.
For you?
No,
Just you?
for everybody.
For you, a lot. I can't even say. This email is from you, and I have 3 more other emails accounts on my
Thank you.
computer. So,
You guys created the passport, didn't you?
yes, that was spearheaded by our previous deputy city clerk, and yes, that was also a big win for the city clerk's office.
Any questions, commissioners, for the report? Okay, if not, let's give another hand. Thank you.
Thank you. You can now move forward with approving consent agenda items 8 through 26A.
All right, what's your pleasure?
Motion to move.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Collins for item A through 26A. Motion by Collins and second by Vice Mayor Amazon. Audience comment,
No, sir.
Commissioner comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Amazon.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Reese.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Okay, moving forward with adoptions of ordinances at first reading. With item 27, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Belle Glade, Florida, amending the comprehensive plan of the City of Belle Glade, Florida by adopting evaluation and appraisal review-based amendments pursuant to Section 163.3191 Florida statutes, and to reflect changes to the comprehensive plan's goals, objectives, and policies herein referred to as the 2025 Comprehensive Plan.
What's your pleasure?
So move.
Motion by Vice Mayor, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collins. Audience comment,
No, sir.
Commissioner comments?
No, sir.
All right, call the roll.
Amazon.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Reese.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Item 28, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Belle Glade, Florida, annexing one parcel of real property totaling approximately 0.97 acres owned by BG Lawn Care Services, Inc., located at 1395 North Main Street, more particularly described herein, declaring that the voluntary annexation of the property meets all legal criteria, directing city administrative staff to take all necessary actions necessary to effectuate the annexation, providing for conflicts clause and a severability clause, and providing an effective date.
What's your pleasure?
So move.
Motion by Vice Mayor Amazon, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Audience comment?
No, sir.
Commissioner comments?
Yes, sir.
All right, call the roll.
Amazon.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Reese.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Under other business is a recommendation of approval to provide transportation through the Parks and Recreation Department for Belle Glade residents to attend 3-on-3 Hoops Classic in West Palm Beach, Florida. The backup is in your packet.
What's your pleasure?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Audience comment?
No, sir.
Commissioner comments? Call the roll.
Amazon.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Reese.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
My last comment is under announcements. Our next workshop meeting is June 16th, 2025 at 6 p.m., followed by a regular meeting at 6:30 here in City Hall Commission Chambers.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Manager, anything for the good of the order?
I have two things, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
First, a reminder that this Wednesday, 6 o'clock, we're going to have a meeting here at City Hall regarding noise. We've put it out on the radio, we've put it all over the city, in the lobby, et cetera. We're hoping that we have a good turnout to give people throughout Belle Glade the opportunity to speak regarding the issue of people not being considerate regarding noise. And the second thing that I have is I need Diana to step up to the podium here and explain to the commission. We have I guess you'd call it an emergency out at Torrey Island that we need to address, and we need approval tonight.
About a week from Friday, we discovered in the parking lot at the boat ramp a hole. We went out, Public Works checked it out. We have a sinkhole by one of the drains in the middle of the parking lot. It's going to require taking out the pipe and putting a new storm drain line through the parking lot. So it's a safety issue. We have barricaded off, covered it up with plywood. We called Essential Construct, who provides us with a lot of quotes to help us move projects when there are emergencies. I asked them to reach out to local contractor to give us a quote so we can move this forward. We got a quote a little while ago, a couple hours ago, from Essential Constructs for $30,994 to go in, dig this up and put in a new pipe down in the ground. So I'm seeking commission approval to issue, to piggyback Essential Constructs for that amount and to issue a purchase order, and we'll bring you back the next commission meeting resolution on this, but we need to move forward.
As indicated, it's a sinkhole, not a hole, it's a
Well,
sinkhole.
it's a sinkhole.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a hole.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
pipe down in the ground is
Okay.
deteriorated.
Okay.
So the
All right,
ground
all right,
is moved.
Commissioners. You heard the plea from our administration. What's your pleasure? Their motion? Motion to go out for the $30,000 to take care of the sinkhole.
Well, it's a,
Second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor. In addition to comments, Mr. Manager, we need to know about.
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioners? Okay, all right. Call the roll, please.
Almazan?
Aye.
Collins?
Aye.
Reese?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
I have no other items, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. PR, Ms. Evans, you've been recognized for comments.
The only thing is on May.
Your mic's not on.
I'm sorry.
You take the mic down.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. On Saturday, May 31st, from 1 to 4 p.m., we are having our summer kickoff reading program at the Belle Glade Library, and we are asking for everyone to participate. Commissioner Collins will be reading that day to the boys and girls that will be present. We had a wonderful time last year. The mayor read to the kids, so we're looking for an exciting time. And again, that's May 31st from 1 to 4. We have flyers in the lobby, and we are doing our PR around town to ensure that we have a crowd like we did last year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. Thank you. Council, anything for the good order?
No, sir.
Okay, tell Glenn we say hello, right?
I will.
Okay. PBSO not here. We do have fire rescue. Anything for the good order? No. Okay. Thank you. It's always good to see you. Thank you for what you do. Y'all give our chief a big hand. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are always on call. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Let's move on to comments from the audience.
We received one by email from Andre Warren. Are you in attendance? This is a public comment related to non-agenda item in regards to food trucks and business tax receipts permits to operate within Belle Glade city limits.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Pull your mic up, brother.
Thank you for having me, Andre Warren. Do I give my address like they do? Okay, 232 Roy Palm Way. I have some papers I want to just pass out. If you could, I have probably 5 or 6 copies.
Okay.
It can go to the commission and commissioners and the city manager, maybe the attorney as well. So the gripe I have is when it comes to the permits for food trucks, the application process, I think that's just it's kind of absurd in my opinion. I have to pay $50 to receive an application. I get it, it's for processing, but if I don't turn it in, it's not being processed. That's just $50 wasted. But aside from that point, that paper that you have is a Florida statute, and that's why I hope the city attorney could take a look at it as well. The Belle Glade city ordinance hasn't been revised since 2017. This Florida statute came out as a 2021 statute. And just briefly speaking, you guys can look at it. It says that no municipality, which Belle Glade is, cannot ask for a tax receipt, a license, or a permit, and it cannot prohibit food trucks, mobile food dispensing vehicles from operating within the entirety of their jurisdiction. So I urge you guys to take a look at that, because as a vendor, a food truck owner, that Florida statute, I understand municipalities have the right and to do their own ordinances, but it cannot supersede a legislator from the state senate. So I just urge you guys to take a look at that. But because I plan on bringing my food truck out, and I understand the code enforcement will come out and law enforcement could be called, but I have this 2021 statute versus a 2017 Belle Glade City ordinance. So I do urge you guys to take a look at that, the city attorney, and I do urge you guys to abide by the state law. And I have your ordinance right here, and basically it says any person who maintains a permanent business location or branch office, that's who needs a business tax. A food truck isn't a permanent location at all, because I plan on moving it. That's section 1. Section 2 says any person who maintains a permanent business location. Again, a food truck isn't a permanent business location. That's who the tax is levied on. So food trucks don't even qualify according to the Belle Glade ordinance. But yeah, so that's my main thing. If you guys look at that city or that state legislative, it just says that any city cannot implement a tax or business permit because it's preempted to the state.
Okay. Can I make a suggestion to you?
Yes.
It's always good to go through the administration. You know, we have a city manager, we have our building department. Share with them your concerns and your thoughts, and then they'll navigate it with us. And if we have to think outside the box and do things a little different, it helps us as opposed to just coming for a commission meeting.
No, I came today, and the lady in zoning or whatever, she told me to come to the city commission, with a slight attitude. And I gave my contact information, I guess, to the city manager's assistant. Still haven't been.
But here's the city manager. When the meeting's over, you're gonna exchange your information. Again, it's always good to go through the protocol.
Yeah,
It makes it a lot easier for you.
Yeah, which I did. It just
You said
wasn't.
you went today.
Yes, I went today.
So again, with time, I think you presented this before Pahokee.
Yes,
2
I
weeks
did.
ago. So I'm saying you have time to go and sit down, talk with our administrators, and you may have some good points, but give them an opportunity with legal to discuss it among themselves. Then they bring it before us. So we appreciate what you're doing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Make sure before you leave, you get his contact, the manager right there. That's the city manager. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No more comments.
All right, no more comments? All right, we're gonna close out with Commissioner comment. Commissioner Reese, you've been recognized.
Again, thank you all for coming out. In a recent meeting with the county representative, I questioned him about the funding for demucking, and I was informed that it's in the budget, and that any developers who are doing a development here in the community of Belle Glade and needs to have funding for demucking, that they can apply to get some of those funds. So again, I was told it is in the budget, and we know that a lot of developers do not work in the Glades areas because of the demucking issue. So again, we just want to make sure that they are aware of the fact that it is funded and they just need to apply for it. Again, I was very pleased to see a group that's getting ready to do a development here in our community, provide more housing. And so I was glad to vote on that issue because, again, we do need more housing. And I do know that there are a number of other developers who wants to bring housing to our community. And the monkey was one of those issues that was holding them back. So I'm glad to see that that's in the budget. So again, we want to encourage those who want to build homes to look at the county website for the funding for demucking that's already been budgeted. Again, thank all of you for coming out this evening, and continue to give your supports to our cities and to our city manager and staff. Thank you so very much for all the good work that you do. And again, Kimberly Holmes, we thank you for this novel that you provided to us. I read through it on yesterday and today, and I'm still reading through it, but it's thank you for all the hard work that you're doing in this comprehensive plan. And again, thank you all of you for coming out.
Thank you, Commissioner Reese. Commissioner Collins.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I just want to say I would like to recognize this month, the month of May, as being Mental Health Awareness Month. In your leisure, in your time, at some point in time this month, put on your green because we're going green for mental health. In collaboration with Healthier Glades, myself and Miss Annie Ifield have been working on offering an opportunity for residents and those whoever is interested in it to register for a mental health and first aid free course so that you are aware what mental health looks like when you're in your community, as well as those folks who you may come in contact with that you see there may be an issue. Sometimes you can identify it right away. Sometimes it's silent. You know, sometimes people get overly excited, overly happy, and that's a part of mental health. And a lot of times people are unaware of that. So that training will take place at a later date in June, but there will be some type of opportunity offered for residents that's interested to register for that class. I have been working in collaboration with a behavioral health organization that's housed out of Winter Springs, Florida. We know that, as Pastor Reese was just saying about homelessness and different things of that nature, a lot of times when some of our folks are dealing and battling with mental health, there's really not so many residential places that they could be stationed in. And we do have them. However, a lot of times they're already full to capacity. So this program is offered to adolescents ages 12 to 17, and the program lasts from 30 to 90 days, and it's residential treatment. As Senator Berman said earlier, she shed a lot of light. One of our biggest mental health programs is offered through our jails. Why through the jails? Everybody don't need to go to jail just to receive mental health services. So again, there's things in the works that'll be coming down the pipeline for a lot of those opportunities as well. And that is all that I have. So again, I just want to thank all of our departments, everyone that plays a major part in helping assist us, all of our residents for coming out tonight, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you again. Good night.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Collins and Commissioner Reese. Now we move on to Vice Mayor Amazon.
Yeah, first I would like to thank all the residents for coming out today, all our staff for all your hard work and keeping the city clean and everything, working to keep us safe, to PBSO and Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Also would like to thank Dr. Jacobs for all her work there as she does with the Abbott and the pre-law program at Lakeshore. To the Glade Central graduates, they had 100% graduation. for Glade Central High for this senior class of 2025. That was great work. I just want to ask our residents and all our community to let's work together in keeping our city clean. I go to the parks, I bike towards the lake, and it's just very depressing. Sometimes I go and there's just trash thrown, it's, they just roll down the windows and throw trash. When I go towards the lake, I see it, food bottles, whatever it is, let's be considerate. This is our community. This is your city. We get visitors to come by, it's not just Belle Glade, it's us when they're talking about here. So let's just work together. Our parks, I go to Airport Park. They call us out because our fields were looking real bad. Now we improved it. I'm gonna call them out. Let's help us keep these parks clean. With their trash, there's trash cans out there. There's no need for water bottles to be underground and other stuff. So let's just work together and help keep our community, our town, clean. And that, everybody have a good night.
All right, well, thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Manager, thank you and your staff for what you guys doing, Madam Clerk, and to all of our employees of the city of Belle Glade. To the audience, thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. Ms. Evans, again, congratulations on that award. And the home rule award that you heard tonight for me, it's for us, not for me, it's for us. And so we all take ownership of that. To the gentleman that came up earlier tonight, a few minutes ago, we say to everybody, if there's some things that maybe we need to look at a little different, by all means, this is what the manager, our deputy, and this is what our staff here, to listen to the concerns you may have. You have ample enough time to go and talk with them. We're policymakers, and we're gonna make the policy according to the law, as well as what may be a good fit for our community. So please take the time to sit down and talk with them, and we're gonna think outside the box. We're all in this together. Let's work together. God bless you. Just adjourn our meeting tonight.